Hello again. It's raining. It was coming down pretty hard, so I waited in the car before walking into the woods here. But it's still coming down a little bit. I think the sun's trying to come out. Never mind. I think we've got some heavy rain in the night and into the morning as well, so much similar as the last camp. Just looking around for a couple of nice trees to put up my shelter, and I think I've found them here. It's relatively flat, though that shouldn't matter too much, so I think that's job number one, is get up a ridge. The rain's either stopped and it's coming out of the trees, or it's calmed right down, which is good. But I need to get some pegs sorted for this setup, and I'm going to go find some hazel or something and fashion some. Definitely still raining. There it is, my Whelem style shelter. This one is made by Thornhill Ultra Heavy, a bit of a maker here in the UK. You can find him on Instagram and I think an eBay store. I'll link it below when I find it. But I've had this a couple of years now and I've only actually used it the once, not for any particular reason, but I really wanted to take it out and have a little play. It does take a little bit of putting up, especially if you've not got all your guys already set up and you're making your own pegs and poles and stuff as well. Obviously that takes a little while longer, but I do like it. It's like a wax canvas and not too heavy actually. Now I'm putting on my jacket because I'm going to collect up some materials, and after all that rain I know they're going to be wet. I need to make a bed, and that will save me from having to clear out in there because it's going to be a bit raised. So here we go. Well, that's my sprung mattress, just to put on my memory foam layer now. The bed's looking quite good actually. This stuff will compress a lot with your weight on it overnight, and I'm just going to put some moss on the top layer. There's a bit around, but every little helps. That's the bed pretty much all set up now. I just have to put my waxed canvas ground sheet down, and I've got a wool blanket with me as well. I think it'll be a bit cooler tonight than it has been, but the sun's out, it has stopped raining and it stopped dripping out the trees for now, which is nice. I just think in the night and in the morning it's going to be pretty heavy, so I may have to forego breakfast, we'll see. Oh yeah, I've also got my sheepskin. An extra layer of comfort. Ooh, look at that. I've got to process down some really small pieces because of just how wet it is out here, just to get this fire going. What can I hit this with? So I'm just going to do some really thin slivers. Seem to have cut myself on something, maybe this. Speaking of this, it's a reflector oven. It's by Rough Timber, who did the tree pea for using a lavoo without a centre pole, so you could use like a tripod instead. And he's now got this reflector oven, so that's the bottom. Which slides in there. Where am I? Should have done it on the floor. And there we go. So this is the reflector oven put together. Stainless steel, seems pretty solid. Got a tray there with some holes in for that heat to get through as well, so you can put tins or whatever to bake on there. And it's also got these slots, 3 of them, for kebab skewers, which I might use today actually. The thing that's a bit different about this, other than the kebab skewers, is that it has holes on the back, so you can suspend it. And I did notice the balance is brilliant. So as long as your food is in the middle, you should be pretty well balanced for suspending it. Obviously heat rises, so you might want to put this up a bit. I might put it behind the fire because we're on a bit of a slope here. We'll see how it goes, might play around. But I've done a lot today, I don't really want to be making up kind of a stand for it. Maybe I'll place it on a couple of bits of wood. Fire is going very nicely. I was looking at the bed and thinking that actually looks really comfortable. I should have tried it really, but I didn't really. Well, I suppose I did have the time to add more layers, but I didn't want to. It was taking long enough. But yeah, just going to sit down for a minute, enjoy the woodland. I think more rain is due, but we'll see. It'll probably happen as soon as I put the food on. Got a Busan chicken with me. It was frozen and should be defrosted by the time I stick it on. Yeah, and I'm going to, my idea anyway, is to put it on the 2 spits in there. If not, there's another way, we'll see. My first time using this, he sent it to me to try out and feature on the channel. So I'll link it below and all of his other stuff. He does a load of kind of bushcraft kit. But I have wanted a reflector oven for a long time, so worked out quite well waiting. I didn't realise until I'd lit the fire how much I needed a cup of tea. I had one since early this morning. Really looking forward to it. Well, here's my Busan. Going to go pretty simple with it. Firstly, I'm just going to put some oil on it. Give that a rub in. And then just salt and pepper. And we'll do that on the bottom as well. There's some oil there. Use that. I'm going to leave it trussed up because it's going to be kind of spit roasting. Simple as. The chicken is technically on the spit in there. Yeah, they're quite small, these skewers, quite thin, so there's a lot of flex to them. So maybe I should have just brought like a tiny baking tray. I do have some for my wood stove ovens, but we'll try this out and turn the oven around and see what happens. I don't know how far to put it away. It's going to be trial and error. I'm going by the spit roasting rule of sort of 10 seconds of your hand, about that distance, and hopefully it'll be cooking on both sides. If not, I can remove the skewers and kind of turn it round, but yeah, I just used the dirt that I pushed aside for the fire to kind of level it. Well, I reckon it's time for a rewarding beer. I'm still drinking these No Frills Joe beers that I got at the Kent show. Thank you again, guys. This one is not an IPA, it's not another lager. So let's give it a shot. Got a lot of flavour for a lager, actually. If you'd have told me it's an IPA, I'd probably believe you. Can't wait for this chicken. I think it's going to take a little while, but hey ho. Actually got some nice colour on the bird now. I'll build this fire up, I think, again. It's losing a bit of its height, and I think I'm going to turn the chicken, both just to check the other side and if it's not doing as well, do that side. This is the other side, and it definitely is doing, just not as much as the other side, which is quite obvious really. Well, I think, looking at it, we're done. So it's just getting it off of here. I think using the skewers was not the right idea, but this worked. Ooh. There we go. Let's get them skewers out. Okay, I'll take off a drum. Ooh. And a piece of the breast seems to be okay. Oh. I just got chicken grease all over my leg. Very juicy. That is perfectly cooked through. I think it did need flipping. I guess if it was on a tray or something, or just on the shelf, you could just do that a lot easier. Not that it was a hardship. Oh, it's just falling off the bone. I was going to bake a small loaf of bread in a small little tin, but time was getting on and I wanted to get the chicken on rather than proving dough and all of that and waiting for it to bake. But I have got some sweet corn with me also, which I might put on now. But this is delicious. It's just like when you spit roast chicken, it just always seems to be so juicy when you do it that way. I guess because you're turning it and them juices, hardly any juices have actually come out of it. Stoke the fire back up, went for a walk around the kind of perimeter of the woodland, looking at the twilight and whatnot, and kind of got waylaid. So yeah, just got some hot water on now for a brew before I go to bed. Good morning. No rain. I think I must have been wrong with the predictions. It's actually quite nice. It's not even that cold. I can project this jacket off, to be honest. It's just comforting, and I had it on a bit last night. But yeah, it's pretty good that there's no rain. Just make life a bit easier this morning for taking it down and whatnot. Fire is going. I'm going to do a little reflector oven breakfast, bake, something like that. And yeah, it's quite early. I wasn't very comfortable this morning. I was okay last night, but yeah, I'm up early. Right, I've lined a little loaf tin here and just tearing up some bread to go in. Got some blueberries. And I'm just going to put in some thin layers of apple. And just build up a couple of layers. An egg. And a dash of milk. We've had a good mix. I'm going to add in, oh, I've lost my fork, some cinnamon and some sugar. And get my fork back. Oh dear, how's this going to go? Not too bad. Some's gone behind the baking paper. It's warming up already. Quite a nice day actually. I am hungry already. I guess getting up early always does that, doesn't it? But quite looking forward to this. I've got some nice oak on the fire there. That's pretty much all my wood. So I'll see how it goes. If it starts getting low, I'll chop up some more of this ash that's about here. But really looking forward to this breakfast. I was going to attempt it another time on another video and I forgot some of the ingredients. On the hot side. Is it set? Would appear to be. Look at that. Let's top off my French toast loaf. Oh, some nice maple syrup. I think I need my knife. Oh, that looks good. I just love blueberries when they kind of pop. Wow. This is good. Oh, that nice crunchy top. That reflector has really reflected the heat onto the top. A bit of apple there. Oh, this is good. I am happy. I've been bitten to buggery though. Got a bite under my beard, a couple of bites on my back. That's an open shelter in the summer, I guess. That was bloody amazing. Love it. And that little mini loaf pan is the perfect size for one. Just remembered that last night there was quite a lot of noise in the woods. A lot of rustling and clacking of branches. I think a badger or a fox was around, and I think the birds got spooked or something, but it was quite noisy. I heard some rummaging as well. Yeah, you always know when it's not people though, you don't hear them footsteps. The only thing that really sounds like footsteps is maybe a squirrel. The way they sort of jump, they land quite heavy, so it can sound like footsteps. But yeah, something was rummaging around, probably a badger. This is that Whelem tarp. It's actually not that bad at all, especially if I can fit it in that small Continental backpack. And the more you squish it, the more it goes down, because it's kind of wax canvas. So yeah, pretty thin there. Doesn't matter so much right now, but yesterday when it was raining when I left it did. But I had to wrap this over all the way to keep it waterproof, because the ground sheet can get wet. That's fine. This is a wax canvas as well. These leather straps, or bedroll straps, are made by Paul Dorr, who does my lantern covers and that as well. Love his work. And this is lovely and clean. Pretty small as well. Okay guys, that's me all done. left the logs there from the bed, but it doesn't matter. Gonna rot down on the bed of the woodland anyway. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. It was a nice camp actually. I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.